Hello and welcome to Discourse on Global Television, where we bring to you topics that borders around various topics, various discussions on happening matters, in the society. A very timely topic, and it is on tech education, preparing children and families for the digital age. The truth is, our world is changing faster and faster, from artificial intelligence to robotics to coding to data science and automation. The job of tomorrow will not be the same as the jobs of yesterday. The question is, are our schools preparing Nigerian students for the future, or are we still training them for a world that no longer exists? To unpack this, I have with me in the studio a special guest. He's a robotics and coding consultant. He's someone who has dedicated his life to equipping young people with the skills to thrive in the digital age. Welcome with me, my guest, just after this break. Stay with us. All right, let's start with this big picture. Here's my guest, Mr. Dominic Ubonge. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, man.
Thank you for being on Discourse. Now, the world is changing fast. We see, cars driving itself now.
Yeah.
We see AI tools like ChatGPT. We see fintech apps, and all of this are transforming the world, from banking tools to even robotics.
Yeah.
And, we now see that robotics perform surgery. We see robots performing surgery, and parents, teachers, and even students are watching this happen. We are seeing this unravel before our eyes. Now, our question is, how much of this reality is reflected in Nigerian classroom today? Are we preparing our children for the digital future indeed? And let's start with this question. From your perspective as a robotics and coding consultant, how prepared are Nigerian schools to meet the demands of the digital age?
How prepared are Nigerian schools? First, I want to let you know that the awareness is increasing, okay? The knowledge is rising, and the interest is fast building up. Today, a lot of people are desperately awaiting to embrace this AI and robotics. Okay, so how ready, how prepared? Perhaps we may not have everything needed for it to be actually instituted, but I'm telling you that the awareness is rising, and a lot of youths, to start with, are interested in this digital technology.
Okay, let's start with your journey.
Okay.
How did you come to, this academy you run,
Yeah.
empowering students?
Yeah.
You run a digital academy, right?
Yeah.
Robotics and coding
Yes, AI
academy.
robotics and coding,
Yes.
yeah.
How did you come here? What inspired you to this point?
Well, if you are sensitive as a person, you would know that the world is fast changing. And then, like you said in your introductory speech, things are no longer done the way they used to be done. So if you are still here and you still want to repeat the same thing as done in those days, and you expect a different result, it means that you are not ready for what is coming.
Yeah.
All right. We have looked at our environment and what is happening, what is trending now. We discovered that a lot of youths are graduates, yet they are unemployable because perhaps because of the courses they studied or the vocation they took into. You see that they are graduates, they have left school, but yet they can't be employed because their certification is fast not becoming relevant anymore. So we looked at this and said, if we don't sensitize students today, if we don't let them know that the world is changing and the future workspace is created around those who are tech inclined or those who would take into digital technology, they may just be irrelevant in that future. And that is why we as an organization, as an NGO, we have decided that we would go out to every school, wherever it is located in this Nigeria, to make every Nigerian child aware that the world is fast changing and the future that we used to look at is right here before us. So if we don't embrace it right now, we may just become irrelevant in it. We see ourselves not feeling fit in the society that is coming before us.
All right, thank you very much, sir. So what gaps do you see in our current education system when it comes to technology integration?
Gaps? Well,
we are used to a certain kind of education.
Yeah.
So what are the gaps that are still there, that have not been filled yet?
We have to deal with the gap of mindset, mental shift, okay, from the traditional educational system to a digital, technologically based education. Secondly, we have to look at the gaps in the availability of internet, which is a major player in the use of digital technology, especially in schools. We have to look at the gaps in infrastructure or the availability of infrastructure here. We still know that a lot of schools still struggle with the infrastructures like equipment, the computers, the systems needed to really drive home this digital technology. We still have the gap in policies. We still have the gap in curriculum. We still have the gap in manpower. I mean the resource persons now, the teachers that are trained in this particular field to drive these children to their desired destination.
Some say coding is the new literacy.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that, and why?
Well, new literacy, let's say in Nigeria or in Africa.
Is it just new to Nigeria?
Yes, because
it has existed in other parts of the world.
Honestly, some of the gadgets we use in our part of the world are gadgets designed by high school students, and then we celebrate them here.
Wow.
So it's not really new. It's not really new per se, but it's just the awareness is just coming up now in our part of the world. Yeah.
So what do you think other countries in other climes have done better to make it, not new to them? You
see, first is being proactive. Thinking beyond today. You see that those leaders perhaps saw the future and they decided to equip their youth children with the right curriculum that has helped them achieve what they are doing today. You see some countries like China, from elementary school, the basics, okay, AI, coding, and robotics have been included as part of their curriculum. So you see that every child is groomed from the scratch to understand, as far as or from the moment the child begins to speak.
When parents think about tech, many imagine their children just as scrolling through TikTok, some playing video games. That's some parents. And digital skills, far beyond, they don't see it in that light,
okay.
And in Nigeria today, some graduates, when they are still living with their parents, when they see them sit at home operating computer, they feel like they are lazy. Some parents have not come to understand all that it takes, to be into tech. They still see some of them as Yahoo boys, Yahoo girls, in quotes. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So, what are the most important tech skills that every Nigerian child should be learning, and what awareness should we give to these parents out there, for those parents that have such mindset?
First, I would say there is a need for a cultural shift, mind shift, mental shift. You see, what you are saying now is true, but I know a number of parents who have realized the need to equip their children for the future workspace. So they have started today. So when they see their children using their system, whether it's a tablet, a phone, or even a system, they no longer view their children from a negative point of view. Rather, they want to guide the child on how to use this positively. So parents should move away from that mentality and know that the world is fast changing. The world is fast changing, and the challenge we have is that we have refused to move at the rate at which the world is changing. It is fast changing. Very soon, perhaps we will not need to employ people to be in the studio here talking to people, okay? Because invariably, robots may just be available to do all the things that humans do. Okay, so that is it. What was the second question again?
No.
What are the texts now,
Yes.
the skills every child should learn, or I feel
Yes.
I can introduce?
Yes.
First of all, if you look at the trends, you will see that number one, robots are taking over the activities of man, and then if you are not careful, or if you are not guided, you will discover that in the nearest future, even your own work will be done by a robot. Just imagine that a robot is here interviewing me. It's not distant again from us. It is right with us now. So if you don't prepare yourself, you may just lose it. So coding is a skill that should be introduced to schools. Robotics is another skill that should be introduced to schools. Web development is another skill too that should be introduced to school. What is it called? Cyber security is one skill that every Nigerian child should have. In some countries, they don't do it even as skill for work. They do it as survival skill, so that a child who has developed a website would have the knowledge of web security to guide what he has done.
Okay, there are psychologists that believe in child development. Children should not be exposed to too much screen. And then we know that to inculcate the whole digital education in kids, they have to be exposed to kids. Is that not contradictory in a way? And how?
Well, I would tell you that nobody would tell you that children should not be exposed to screens.
Okay, so let's start with how old should a child be to start to learn tech, coding, and robotics?
If you ask me, you see, the challenge we have is that we have limited ourselves. If you ask me, as soon as a child can say come, then it means that the child can give a command on the system, come. You can say girl, can say mommy, right? Dad, that child should be introduced to tech. You see, by the time he begins to grow up, you see that the child has internalized even these things. We have a child of less than 5 or about 5 now, who can code, who can even do constructions and code it. The parents didn't consider him too small. I hope you understand what I'm saying now. Yeah. So your limitation is how you think.
But don't you think this is depending on the child's abilities? Because there's a philosophy, there's a theory that says if children are exposed to screen on time, it affects them. It affects their social life. It affects every other side.
What is the screen hour the child should have? How knowledgeable is the parent of this child? How well can they guide this child? What are the parental control mechanisms available to be applied for such a child? You don't limit children, you only guide them so that what they do don't destroy them. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Now, a child mustn't be 10 years to be introduced to coding. A child mustn't be 10 years. A child can be 5 and his IQ is already sharp enough to code and construct. So why limit the child? You, as a parent, guard the child, tell him, okay, you have so hours available. Okay? Once you are using this, use it positively. You have your own parental control mechanism that you, from the comfort of your room, you can monitor what the child is doing, and you can shut down the system from your end. They are all there available. But don't limit the child. Because the challenge we have today is that we limit the Nigerian child in the name of protection.
Our secondary schools, our government secondary school has a certain limitation, restriction, age restriction. They tell you before you are in primary one, you have to be a certain age. Before you go to the university, you have to be a certain age.
Yes.
All of these are limiting measures. They are all part of the curriculum in a way. So don't you think it prevents, or it gives it's adds in shaping the child and the mindset of this parents? Because when you're telling me, give your child, access to coding, teach your child coding, and then the Ministry of Education is telling me my child is not supposed to be in primary one by so age, and then I'm going to one school and they're telling me if your child is exposed to too much screen, he will do this. The information is conflicting. It's conflicting. And what is the way forward?
It is not conflicting, ma. I only feel you don't know how to sieve the information and use it well for you. You understand me? And again, the age restriction is not to destroy the child. It's to build the child. Okay. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Now, you would argue, there is no doubt that there are children who are special, that at 10 they're already equipped for university. Of course they are there, but what about the majority of those children who go into the university even ill-equipped mentally? Their brain development is not strong enough to carry what is done. You see that we still babysit children.
Yes.
Parents even take their children abroad and hire nannies for university education. No, I mean, we know these things. Wow. A child in year 12 is still being forced to go to school. Is still being forced to bathe. And again, I feel our emphasis on certificate education is a problem again. All we want to do is my child should just finish and get the certificate, because that's all we need. So why not think that the period of time this child is at home, he can learn a skill. Okay. It takes skill. I think that is one of the things the government is emphasizing. This period, good, you have driven the child at a very fast speed. He is done with primary school, he is done with secondary school, he is just 14. I mean, some years ago, how old were you when you entered secondary school? Perhaps 12. And here at 14, someone is done with secondary school because he just wants to get the certificate. He has finished writing WAEC or any other SSCE exam, and then he is there. Let him take skill.
Okay, I want to get to be practical.
Okay.
If I have a child of 5 years,
okay,
that goes to school from Mondays to Fridays.
Okay.
You know how the school system is now. You have loads and loads of assignments given to that child after school. The child barely has time to even rest. And then I'm supposed to add tech to this. How feasible is this? Is it part? Is the child complaining, by the way? No. Well, you have to.
So let's look at this.
No, you have
you see, we are looking at a shift in education.
Yes. So I think the best thing to do is for this tech institutions to approach schools and make sure that the curriculum has tech included in it, so that everything tech is done in the school. My child gets to do the maths, the English, and every other science, and then he does tech, not overloading this, because if I do it that way, the teachers will not know that this child has another activity, an extracurricular activity he does at home that is not known to the teachers. They overload this child. The child comes home, and as a parent, I want to maximize the potentials of my child, and I engage him in some extra lessons. What is your board? What are tech institutions doing to make sure that it is part of the curriculum?
Okay, I asked you if the child is complaining, and you smile.
The child does not have to complain.
This is it. As part of our duty, we we go to schools, and what we try to do is to see how tech can be included in the curriculum or integrated into the school curriculum to make learning exciting, learning interactive, learning competitive, learning collaborative. I hope you understand me.
Yeah.
See, nothing excites a child like an interactive learning environment. It is only schools who have not shifted from their ancient of days teaching pattern where the teacher has to do all the talking that will be talking this. Okay? Today, learning is student-centered, student-based. And if when you give students the opportunity, you see that all you just need to do is to guide them on areas where they may not really get it correctly. And let me even tell you, don't ever get to believe that a child doesn't know anything unless a teacher teaches him. No, a child has something to offer as well. So what I'm saying, we as an organization, we are also working with a number of schools, so many schools at the moment. Before coming to the studio this morning, we were in a meeting with the school to deploy this digital technology to the school, okay, before coming here now. And it will start by next week upon school resumption. So we are doing all this and many more. Okay, but when your child is home, I want to ask you a question. During his free or leisure time, what does he do?
Now, do we have a free and leisure time? Before then, when I was in primary school, we go to school by, say, 7:30, and we come back by 1 o'clock. But now, you see primary schools closing by 3, 4 p.m. You come back from school, the child has to eat, has to take a little nap, and has to do home fun with...
So, you have an issue with that home fun?
Yes, no.
Okay.
It looks as if the teachers even give the parents the home fun to do, because you overload the child. Give the child an overload of home activities to do. So with all of that, the child barely even has time to rest. And then adding an extra to that child, I don't think it's mentally okay.
This is again preference.
So are you saying parents should prefer tech education
to
the normal, to the traditional school?
No, that's not what we are saying. What we are saying, there should be a blend. A blend is the integration of tech in learning, teaching and learning.
And that is where your part, that is now your role of tech institutions.
Of course, but I don't want us to go with the mindset that learning stops in school.
Okay.
It doesn't stop there. Learning moves from the school to the home. And if you lose that consciousness, then you will not guide your child on what he or she will be doing at home. I think that is the point I want to make.
Okay, that is noted. If you have to design a must-have digital skill curriculum for primary and secondary schools, what would be your top 5 skills?
Let's say coding and robotics.
Okay.
One.
By the way, what is coding and robotics?
It's the giving of commands to constructed, whatever you have constructed, to robots that can perform tasks that humans can perform, artificial intelligence, okay, things that could ordinarily need the presence of man to perform. Now, robots could actually do it. So, the knowledge of the construction of such a robot is one, and the right commands to give to them is the coding part of it. There is no way you do robotics without coding, because coding is the action carried out by the robot. Okay. I hope you understand me. And the earlier we let our students know that the world is shifting. So whatever course you are reading, if you are in health, there is AI for health. If you are in banking, there is AI for banking. Hotel, there is AI for it. The better for us. So that is one. Secondly, cyber security is another. Okay, the students need to know how to even secure what they have done. Okay, protect themselves. The cyber space is full of so many evil. So if you are not empowered with the skill, you may just be having issues over there. We have cyberbullying too. It's there, over there. So if you are equipped with this the knowledge of cybersecurity, you can actually block your speech from some of these intruders. Again,
so we mentioned coding, robotics, cybersecurity.
Cybersecurity, web development is another one. Of course, it's a very popular one too, and I think a lot of Nigerian youths now, from web development to web design, they can stay in the comfort of their rooms, develop websites, sell it abroad, develop apps, sell it abroad. People do it, and that was why I smiled when you said parents would just see their children with laptops and they conclude they are doing Yahoo. Honestly, we still have a lot of young individuals who engage in legitimate online and jobs, and they are doing it very well. Digital technology is selling today, and I think we should include some of this in schools. And beyond this, I've mentioned before, right? I would also suggest that our schools should go for designs, graphics design, and now today we have a lot of apps that help students even learn better, and even AI is guiding individuals on graphics design, even including our Meta AI. The Meta AI, you can just give a simple, unique command and it produces a very good video for you, a very good graphic. So graphics design is another very important skill that our students can learn. So it should be included in the curriculum as well.
Okay, so beyond coding, what about digital skills like, okay, you just mentioned cybersecurity.
Yeah.
How well do we talk about ethics? Because it's not enough to, know how to use digital technology. The ethics, do we also teach kids the ethics of digital technology? Because when you equip, there's a saying that zero knowledge is better than half knowledge.
Okay.
So when they have, a knowledge that is not complete, some way it can be destructive because you don't know how to use it. So you just have it and you can use it for bad. Do you understand? So do we also teach these kids the ethics of this technology, digital technology?
If you undertake a course on cybersecurity, one of the things you will learn would be the ethics. Okay, because today, just saying that there are no challenges with digital technology is to say a very white lie. Today, a lot of people, including the youths, use this digital technology for undue advantage. Okay, so we as an organization, we teach children, we guide children on ethics in digital technology. If you are in the digital space, there are do's and don'ts. So we also make our children know that these are your limitations or your limits. If you go beyond this limit, you are losing your rights over here, and then you might just be infringing on some other person's rights. So we do that. We do that a lot. We guide our children on the ethics, moral ethics, okay, legal ethics, all right, and even financial implications of some of the things they do.
Okay, quite insightful. Let's go on a quick break. When we return, Discourse will still be here. Please stay with us.
All right.
Global Television, and we are on the topic tech education, preparing children and families for the digital age. There's a lot to learn about digital age that we are in, and if you're not equipped with that knowledge, I mean, you may just be left behind. Yeah, and wondering, why am I still left behind? So this is why we're having this discussion today on Discourse. I am still in the studio with my guest, Ubong Dominic. He is a consultant in robotics and coding, doing so great with children and students out there. Thank you for still staying with us. So we were talking about the ethics of digital technology. Can you tell us some of this ethics?
Okay, I started by mentioning some of the ethics before we went on the commercial break. Okay. And the first ethic I mentioned was the legal ethic, right? And I said there are legal implications to everything we do at the digital space. So you must get to understand that for everything you do, there are legal implications, and our youth too should be allowed to have this information at their disposal, because sometimes people act out of ignorance, and in the law, the ignorance of the law is not an excuse. So legal ethics should be introduced to these children. Moral ethics too, of course. The fact that we are embracing this global technology does not take away the place of culture and cultural values too. Let us know that this technology we are bringing to us, it does not take away our discipline, does not take away our decency, does not take away our pride as a person, does not take away our integrity. Let us promote our integrity here. And as well, I talk about financial, where I want to stop financial ethics now, and we should let our people know that for everything they do, there are financial implications, whether they are positive to us or affecting us negatively.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Viewers, it's still midday discuss. Right now, we're going to wrap up with our first guest. I still have another guest to dissect this topic. Just stay with us. After this break, my second guest will be in the studio for further discussion. Please stay with us. Yeah, let's take it home on Discourse today. We're on the topic tech education. I have another guest here because this topic is quite broad. One guest would not be enough to dissect it. So I have with me a tech enthusiast. He is by the name Uche Igwonu. You're welcome to the studio, sir.
Thank you very much for having me.
So Uche Igwenu is a tech consultant. How has the journey been so far in the tech world, especially, in Nigeria?
Yes, it has been immersive and challenging, so to speak. So technology has come to stay. So we'll continue doing our bits to make sure that we get this technology to the remotest of areas in the country. We want every child to be fluent in the use of the language of technology.
Did you study technology-related course in your undergraduate?
Okay,
School?
yes, I'm a computer science. I have a degree in computer science. Okay, and I also have a series of certifications when it comes to practical use of technology. I hold a CCNA.
Okay.
Yeah, and I also have several certifications in artificial intelligence and networking as well.
So has this been a passion for a long time, or it's just, just stumbled into it? Did you apply computer science in school?
Yeah.
You applied.
Yes, I did. I've always had this passion for computer and computing, okay, and it transcended into what I'm applying today, okay, because it has always been a journey of computing from one set of it to the other, and it has been mind-blowing.
We know our realities. We know our realities in Nigeria. We have issues of epileptic power supply. We have poor internet in many, areas, and teachers who themselves are not fully equipped to train. Now, from your experience now, or from your journey, being in a place like Nigeria, having all these challenges, what would you say has made you still stay strong till now?
Passion is a major factor. Okay, you need to be passionate about what you do. It keeps you going when the going is tough. Okay, if you're not passionate about things, okay, when there's a bit of challenge, you tend to fall off the wheel. Okay, so coming to the Nigerian context, we've always encouraged teachers and learners to be passionate about whatever career path they choose. Okay, because when the passion is there, you see the results is always easy to get. Okay, so we need to do more. We are doing a lot on our side as private individuals, okay, to encourage learners to, to delve into this technology, because it's the in thing, and that is the way forward, I must say.
A lot of people still feel like Nigeria is not ready for anything tech. We still see it as mysterious, we're not there yet, let's rest. Yeah. When people come out to say they're tech, look at them as, oh, you are tech, whoa. What do you have to say about this very mindset?
Okay, when you look at the world at large now, you see that the technology per se has been demystified, okay? Because we have people that are digital citizens, ensuring that this technology gets to people, and we work with them. If you look at the developed world, you see that we've started using artificial intelligence and its kinds to do several things, okay? So as a country, as a nation, as a people, we need to follow suit, okay? Because we don't want to be left behind. We have various things, wonderful, tremendous things that are happening in the world of technology, and of course, we are doing the best.
Do we have the resources? It's not about wanting to do what other people are doing. Do we have the resources for technology, to drive technology in Nigeria?
Okay, the challenges of resources and others will always be there, okay, but we have to be doing things to control what we're doing, okay, because we have a lot of technology in this that are being used, okay, so we are doing the best regardless of the climb we find ourselves, and you see that we are gradually catching up. Yes.
How do we practically integrate technology into schools despite infrastructure challenges? Despite the fact that maybe our ministry has not really can I say they have bought into technology? We see them conducting JAM, CBTs, and all of that. I don't know how many government school attendees have the knowledge. Some people go to write JAM and they have to go to the centers to write a mock exam to teach them what, how the main D-Day will be. That is basically because they have not learnt this. So we see our Ministry of Education bringing new laws, bringing new policies into the educational system, and part of it is the whole introduction of CBT exams, which involves a level of education with computers. Some people get to see computers for the first day, going to write JAM, and the anxiety that comes with just handling that kind of situation would make them even fail examination. So do you think, how can we practically integrate tech? We're just talking about computer knowledge. We're talking about the use of computer, how to use MS Word, how to use, all of this. And then we're now going tech. I don't think we're done with equipping them with the basic knowledge of computer. Now we're going tech. How can we practically integrate this And let's start with what we're not even getting right to how we can get it right.
Okay, first I must say from the aspect of training and retraining, okay, because there's this saying that when you stop improving yourself, when you stop learning, you practically die as a person. So we need to invest in training, retraining, and people need to talk about personnel development in terms of self-paced trainings. Some of these trainings, most of them actually are online, and they are at no charge. So we have people that constantly go online, train themselves, get themselves equipped with this knowledge, and get certified at the end of the day. So we need to inculcate this technology in our classrooms. Yes, we understand that there are challenges of infrastructure, internet, power, and all those. Okay, but we must, as a people, try to look at things that we can do to augment what is on ground. Okay, we can start making use of if every one of us have phones, okay, these phones that we use, we can start making use of them. There are applications that are on mobile and on iOS and Apple Store and all, okay, on Google, that we can use at the moment. Canva is free. Okay, we have free Canva courses that you can do to have all these designs, these AI designs. Okay, so we need to start looking away from what is not existing and start looking at what we can do to, to augment what is available. Yes.
Let's break it down. Talking about Canva, all of these other apps. Now, I want you to stand in the position of a prophet, now maybe a tech prophet, do you understand? And predict into the future with what we have already on ground, with the level of education, tech education we have on ground. Do you think that children will still be employable? Will people still be employable in the next 10 to 20 years? Or let's even give it the next, yes, 10 to
It's here already, because 10, 20 years is a long time, okay? If you are not tech empowered, you see that you are no longer you're no longer following the trend. Okay, so the thing is, we should always try to because what is obtainable today might not be tomorrow. Exactly. Okay, because it's a moving train.
Yes,
you understand. So we have a situation where when you stick to what you know or what you knew 10, 20 years back, you see that now some of them may not be relevant. Okay, so we should always have this mindset of learning.
So why do I learn what may not be relevant for me tomorrow?
No, what I mean is for you to stay in line. Okay, when you come, let me use graphics design as an example.
Yeah.
Some of us designers back then, if you know about Corel Draw and all those, there's this mystery around designing and all those things. But when you come now, you just give a prompt to an AI machine, and it gives you wonderful designs that are even way better than what used to be. So someone that is still working with Corel Draw and is sticking to Corel Draw may not be, if you did not improve yourself, if you do not go to courses and see that things have changed, and there is a paradigm shift from those crude methods of doing things to artificial intelligence, you may be left out. Okay, so what I'm saying is, yes, you know what you know, what you used to know, but you should always keep improving yourself, keep looking at new things, what is coming up, what is trendy here, what is happening, so that you'll be in line, in tune with reality. Yes.
Okay, a lot of people feel like Nigerians are quite intelligent.
Yes, we are.
Do you think the Nigerian students have a more competitive edge globally compared to other children or from other climes of the world?
You see, that is a tall order.
Can a Nigerian child go to China, you see, based on level of intelligence, and go and outsmart them there? Is it possible?
Let's stick with reality. let's stay with reality. You see, those people are exposed to enormous changes, enormous technology. The thing is, our ways of learning need to change as a people. Okay, our culture towards learning. Okay, we still, when you go to some certain schools, it's still the teacher knows it all. All the knowledge comes from the teacher. Okay, and the teacher is the owner of the knowledge, and students just sit tight in a straight row and they listen to whatever the teacher is coming with. But when you go to these developed climes, you see that its knowledge does not belong to the teacher alone. Okay. Everyone, the students are seated in groups, they are doing research, they are pitching things together. Okay, so it's practical.
And they're
when
able
you-
to teach their teachers.
and they are able to, at some point you see that the students are even teaching the
Well,
teachers.
you cannot teach your teacher in this part of the world.
Unfortunately, yes. But you see, a teacher should take the place of a facilitator. We call it facilitating. Okay, you guide, you mentor, you tutor. Instead of,
I am the
I'm the owner, I'm the alpha and omega, I'm the owner of the knowledge and all those. So it makes the student, they take a back seat. They don't want to critically think. They don't want to, you see, learning is we are not supposed to give them solutions to problems. We are supposed to give them problems to solve. That is what widens their minds, broadens their horizon, and and learning takes place. So we need to quickly shift from our methods of doing things so that we will not be completely left out, and that the students we are bringing out can compete globally in the global market.
Do you think degrees like computer science, matters now, can matter in other parts of the world? A graduate of computer science, would he matter in another world right now? I'm talking about technologically inclined communities.
Like I said, you need to stay relevant. Okay, computer science is a broad spectrum. Okay, it has so many sub menus to it. You can be a graphics designer, you can be a network administrator, you can be whatever. There are so many aspects to it. So what I'm saying, even as a computer science graduate, you need to to keep receiving courses, keep receiving trainings. Okay, keep developing yourself, because what you networking in 10 years back, okay, is no longer networking now. Most of the things have gone digital, wireless. I'm sure you agree with me. The use of the satellite and all those things. Yeah. So if you stick with what used to be, then you might miss it along the line.
Oh, thank you so much. This has been such a rich conversation, and what I'm taking away is that tech education is not optional. It is essential. We cannot afford to keep preparing our children for the 20th century world when we're living in the 21st century world. Now, to our viewers, I ask you, is your child future ready? To our policymakers, are our classrooms aligned with the skill set for tomorrow? And finally, to our parents, what role can you play in exposing your child to digital learning, even outside the walls of the schools? Thank you so much, sir, for being on Discourse with us.
Thank you.
It was such a pleasure having you. I'm sure we're going to call you back again to continue this conversation. All right, this is how far we can go on Discourse today. Until we come your way again, make sure you keep equipping yourself with the right knowledge for today's world. Bye for now.